What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Slate Diggity here. Another episode of the Uneducated podcast coming at you. I'm here with my boy T Rizzle, Mr. Matthew Jackson, and our special guest today, Cholo. What up, dog?
What's up? Thank you guys for having me today, for real.
Absolutely. Glad you're here, bro.
Thank you.
For sure, man. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Super solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Ate plenty, you know what I mean? Feel good.
Feel good.
Belly full.
Yeah. All right. So first off, we're going to do this first before we forget. Cholo, where can people find you?
Instagram, Facebook, Cholo Supreme Tattoos.
Okay. Cholo Supreme Tattoos.
Yep.
Cool. And you're from Kentucky.
Yeah, Radcliffe, Fort Knox area.
Okay. And then, so you and Slater used to work together, right? That's how you guys know
Yep.
each other?
Yeah.
Used to work under Cholo at Secret Lotus.
Nah, not like that. It's all, Secret Lotus is all just like, almost like a collective, you know, everybody just works together and
Yeah.
build it together kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So give us a little bit about yourself, bro. How did you get into tattooing? Where you at now? Like, where do you work? What you do? Just give us a whole rundown, dog.
So, always loved tattooing growing up. Me and my mom used to watch it. My dad, he's a pastor, so he was not cool with it, but we'd watch it off to the side and everything. And then after I got out the Army, I moved to Fort Knox, went into General Lee's over there. That's where I met Nick and everything. And he did my throat for me. And at the end, he was like, "You want to learn how to do this?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I've always had an interest in it, you know, but finding the door to open into it is always like the hard part. Finding the right door to open into it.
Right.
So then did that for a while with him. Say about a year after that, went to Artistic Body. There maybe like another year. And then from there, it wasn't the setting that I kind of wanted to be in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just me and Nick came together. We were like, let's do something different, you know? And that's where Secret Lotus kind of started after that.
Okay. So I know, wasn't it like with Frankie as well? Was Frankie a part of it?
Yeah, Frankie
So
came
how did
into
that
it.
all come about? Like you, Nick, and Frankie just collaborate and open up Secret Lotus?
Yeah, pretty much. We just kind of got together and we wanted to bring something different that was more not just an artist coming in and working, you know, something where everyone is going to come together and build something bigger together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then evolve it over time and just have a group effort in it all, you know?
Most definitely. So how long have you had Secret Lotus now?
Let's see, 5 years, 6 years now, 2019.
Okay.
So it's been going all right so far.
So I pretty much joined right whenever y'all. Okay.
Yeah, you
Tight.
got there, I think, maybe like a year after we opened.
Sweet OG Secret Lotus.
Yeah,
days.
for real, yeah. That was a big little OG crew there for a while, for sure. That was a fun time. You'd get there early, dude. I remember I'd get there at 8 and he's already done for the day. I'm like, he's like, yeah, you know, I got here at 6:30 and I'm already halfway there. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, I gotta get there quicker.
Early bird gets warm, dog.
I don't think that's changed.
No, I knew it. I was like, I bet he's still doing that.
Yeah, I still get up early and get it in.
Yeah.
They even work out early. They're hitting the gym at like 6 a.m. right now, trying to get me to wake up with them. I'm like, no, dog.
That's cool.
Earliest I'm going to the gym's like 10 o'clock.
That's late, bro.
Yeah, I've adopted that lately too. I'll start getting there. I'll take the kids, get them on the bus, and if I can get my client to show up early, I'm going, you know?
Run that shit.
Yeah.
Get it in, get it out. Have the rest of the day chill.
Exactly.
Prep for tomorrow, whatever you need to do. You know what I mean? So you say you had a Secret Lotus for about 5 or 6 years now. What got you into the convention game?
We went to the first one, Council Bluffs, remember?
Yep.
That was the first one I ever did years ago. And then seeing how it evolves and everything, we felt like it became more of a get as many artists as you can in a room, you know, versus keep it small so that all the artists that are there benefit from being there. You know,
Right.
You're not competing with 1,000 tattooers.
Absolutely.
You got 80 tattooers in a room, you know? So our goal is keep the client to artist ratio high, you know, where,
Makes sense.
yeah, you know, where for every one artist, 30 people that walk in the door, you have 30 chances
Right.
versus you have one chance, you know, because there's 1,000 other people there.
Yep.
So it's just about making a connection, you know, bringing it all smaller, getting companies to come out and network with other artists, especially around Kentucky. I feel like it gets overlooked a lot. This area of the U.S., you know, everyone thinks New York, Miami, California is just the tattoo capitals. Anybody you ask, where do you go? Oh, you're not in New York? You're not in Miami? No, but there's great tattooers here, you know?
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
killers out here in the
Yeah.
Midwest, for sure.
A lot of killers, dude. A lot. And then we're just trying to grow it now, dude. Just trying to get it to where it needs to be for real.
Absolutely. Yeah, we well, they haven't got to witness it yet, but I got to
Yeah.
witness Owensboro, and it's a good thing that you got going there, bro. So
Yeah, you liked it?
definitely appreciate it, man.
Cool.
About how long into the convention circuit whenever you started, because Council Bluffs was a villain show.
Mm-hmm.
How long in did you finally decide that, all right, I need to do something? You know what I mean?
Probably, I'd say about 3 years after that. And then just planning it out and starting to get everything after, you know?
Yeah.
But
And that's a big realization too. Like I should put on a convention because there's so many moving pieces, bro.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta say that is not the stress that I'd want to take on.
Dude,
But
it's a lot.
yeah,
And you're not even doing it at just like your local area either. You're expanding out. You have shows. Where all are you having shows?
Lexington, Owensboro, Bowling Green next year we moved one from Tennessee to Bowling Green, and then Hawaii again.
Okay, sick.
Nice. Are you doing Louisville?
No. We knew when we did Louisville, it opened the door to start into bringing conventions in. And it's just not one of those, we're going to fight with other companies to do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're not going to play well, we were here first. You want to take it. We have other areas we already plan on going.
Absolutely.
man, I will say I'm definitely thankful for people like you in the industry because since I'm not putting on conventions, like I feel like even if you're going to step into those shoes and do more of like the business aspect or planning, booking stuff, you might even have to, in phases, take a step back from tattooing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that actually is crucial. You know what I mean? Like if we want tattoo conventions to go to, which also builds up the industry, you have to have those people who are not just going to tattoo, but they're like, I want to be a businessman. You know, and there's plenty of people who are businessmen in the tattoo industry who don't even tattoo at all. But you'll see them at all these conventions. They're repping products and this and that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I haven't been to your conventions yet, but I'm sure at some point I will.
Yeah, come on out.
And I appreciate what you do.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, because we like talk a lot on here about networking and the power of that, and without people like you, it doesn't create that floor for us. To me and Slater wouldn't have even met if it wasn't for Troy Temple putting on Villain Arts.
For sure.
So like it breeds a whole different tattooing for all of us. So it's definitely appreciated.
What's a little bit of the behind the scenes looks like? Feel free to just say whatever you want. You know what I mean? Because I don't want like people to just take a little grain of salt and
Yeah,
just
for
start
sure.
opening up conventions everywhere.
Yeah.
But for you, what all has it consisted of on like what you put in? Obviously, like Tracy said, you might have to step back from tattooing at certain points.
What's like the hardest part about it or something?
Really logistics, realizing like if you miss one thing, the domino effect it causes, dude, is astronomical. Like you can miss a simple factor. You can miss 2 days of marketing and you've missed out on a couple thousand people seeing it. You know what I mean? Even from like planning the networking out to reaching out to companies and saying, hey, we have a small show, but if you're looking for artists, these are the places where you want to go because you're going to meet them all, you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to have to talk to 1,000 of them. You're talking to 40, 50 of them, you know? And kind of reaching out to these people and getting everything going is difficult. Like you said, taking a step back from tattooing, sometimes I won't tattoo a week just because, all right, this week's all show week stuff. Let's get it going, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the trade-off in a sense, you know? You gotta give up something to make something bigger sometimes.
Absolutely.
And that's just part of it. But I think we're finally getting in that rotation. We've learned a lot. Like Louisville probably was the best show for us as far as learning what to do because one simple phone call could change everything, dude. I'm telling you, we missed one call and the effect that it could have had was crazy, real crazy. But
That's wild, man. There's
Yeah.
a lot that goes into it. health department. I've heard
man.
personally from Troy Temple that Louisville's a hectic one.
Yeah. The whole state is kind of crazy because it's a commonwealth, so they all are supposed to abide by the same rules. But every county likes to play their own factors in it, you know? One county will say, hey, you can have temporary sinks. One county will say, hey, everybody has to have running water. Lexington, they made us, every booth, we had to have a nozzle with a warm running water at all times. And it was crazy. We had to build a whole water tank system. Dude, it was nuts.
That's insane.
It was crazy. We had people just maintaining the water all weekend, you know? And you would think they'd show up and do a more in-depth check. They just kind of looked at it. They were like, cool. And we're like, oh, you gave us all this headache just to say cool, just to see that we did it, you know? And
Right.
it's, we're working with them now and kind of getting all that stuff cleaned up, kind of showing them like, hey, there's safety measures that still need to be met, you know, not causing fire hazards and running, you know, a 30, 40 gallon tank of water just falling over because somebody bumps into it. You know, there's a lot of hazards that go into those things.
I bet, I'm guessing the first couple times you throw a convention, especially in an area you're unfamiliar with, having to abide by different rules and figure them all out. I'm guessing it gets easier like as time goes on and you sort of get this checklist.
Yeah.
But I bet the first couple times you did it, it was really stressful.
Yeah. Because even like, you'll never know with them, you know, we'll meet with them in person and then they'll give us everything they want. We'll meet it. They'll show up the day of and be like, we want to change these things. And it's like, how are you going to, you gave us the go ahead here 2 weeks before and now you're showing up and saying, let's switch it up. And it's like on the fly, we got to do these things. You know, it happened in Owensboro. They came and they were like, hey, this, and this. And we were like, you gave us a pass on all this. You already told us we were good. So it's like always just changing and always being ready for whatever comes after it, dude.
I will say y'all had that shit down pat in Owensboro because it didn't set us back any at all.
Yeah.
We opened up on time and everything was smooth.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we got a good team. Like I said, all the guys from the shop, they help out a lot. It's mainly my wife, Drew, he helps, you know. That's my business partner. All the artists at the shop, they all help out. So even like some of the artists from the shows, they're always like, hey, what time you want me to come help you? I'm like, if you want, you know, come on. But it's going good.
Yeah.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah, I remember reaching out, asking if you needed any help, but I guess the union was on that shit.
Yeah, Union had us on Owensboro. And it's funny, too, because, like, some of these venues, they'll be unionized, and they'll say, you can't touch anything. Okay, cool, we won't touch it. But then they're like, it's going to cost you 10x now. And it's like, well, we can do it ourselves. You know, we have the ability to do it. They're like, no, we'll do it. And it's like, oh, man.
That's rough.
But it's a game, you know. It's just kind of learning and maneuvering. And I think 2025 is definitely going to be an uphill for it because we've kind of learned everything we needed to learn with the health department, with venues, with pipe and drape and licensing and everything. So I think 2025 would be a fun one.
What do you look for in a venue? I know like venues honestly have a big factor in tattoo conventions. Obviously, you don't want to be in some fucking hole in the wall, ran down ass convention center.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, Owensboro was fucking nice. So.
Yeah, you liked it.
Yeah, but that thing definitely affects if I want to go back to a show sometimes.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
We try to kind of look at something where we know we're close to a community. We're not out too far, you know? Because if you go too far out from a town, it seems like for every 1,000 people that'll see the marketing, you're going to lose a lot more because they don't want to make the drive.
Yeah.
Versus if you're 5 minutes down the road, they always want to go to it, you know?
Absolutely.
And then aesthetics of a place. We went to our Clarksville event, and it was a nice venue, dude. It was glass all around and like a garage bay door set up. And then a big storm came in that morning, dude, and all the doors were shaking and stuff. It was nuts. So accounting for weather was something we learned as well.
Yeah. That's something you wouldn't naturally think of. Yeah. You know what I mean? Weather. Sure.
Man, event planning is a good skill to have, though. You know, and I would call it a skill that you probably have to develop because there's so many moving parts and there's knowledge involved. But that's even something that like you can use outside of the tattoo industry. Yeah, like you could, you know what I mean. You could buy for a side hustle or later in life, you could buy a wedding venue and or like an event center and you know run that business and like you already know how to do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, there's definitely a lot of what I've learned, like you said, applying it into other things too has been real helpful. I was telling my wife the other day, I was like, if tattooing ever just ended and it became like no one can tattoo, I think I've developed enough skills to be able to still do something,
Yeah.
just from learning through the path of it all.
Yeah. Tattooing, you put on a million different hats, so you definitely learn.
Yeah.
So I know in January, that's like a month and a half now. We got the Oahu.
Yep.
You got anything to say about that coming up, bro?
That'll be a fun one. There's a lot of good artists coming out. I think it's going to be a good show where a lot of artists are going to compete, They're going to bring a lot of their A game because Hawaii does have shows, but like I said, a lot bigger. Ours, since they're so small, a lot of the artists come and they'll network with each other. And what are you working on this weekend? Oh, I'm doing this. Well, I'm going to do something cool too, I'm going to do something and compete with you,
Yeah.
And it's fun to see that because it's a healthy competition, It's a healthy growth in the game.
Absolutely. What made you want to go out there to Hawaii? Because I know most of these other ones, I know you had like one in Tennessee and then, a few in here in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then now there's one all the way out in Hawaii. When did you do that?
Well, they hadn't had one for a few years. So we were like, well, let's bring something out there, And once we brought something out there, something else came. You know what I mean? It's just the way the game goes. But it's more of just bringing the art out there, too. They have amazing artists. When we went out there a couple weeks ago, we met with an artist, Brian Rudd. Phenomenal Polynesian artist, dude. I mean, the stuff he does with just Sharpies, and it's crazy. It's nuts. No stencils for nothing.
Yeah, that's sick.
Nothing at all. And he FaceTimed me the other day. He's like, check out this leg sleeve. And it was like a mix of Polynesian and Celtic knotwork. And I'm like, you drew all that Celtic knotwork on?
Crazy.
He's like, all of it.
Yeah,
It's like, that's nuts, dude. It's crazy. But there's a lot of good artists out there,
Yeah.
There's crazy ones out there.
I've never been to Hawaii, so it's going to be a first for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's different.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, man, just for the vacation and fucking,
Yeah.
anytime you can compare a vacation or pair a vacation with some business,
Yeah.
always a plus.
For sure.
Hawaii's tight.
Yeah.
So you used to live there?
No, my business partner, he lived there. Back
Oh,
in the
okay,
day.
okay.
Yeah, his parents were military. Drew's dad.
Okay. So they were in Honolulu? Okay.
Yeah, it's Schofield.
I thought for some reason whenever you was in the military, you was stationed out there or
Oh,
something.
no. I was in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my bad. It's true. So Drew's from there. How long has he
Yeah.
been out that way?
He lived there for about 4 years, I think from like 9 to 13-ish. And then he came back out to the Kentucky area.
Oh, yeah. I know the health department's a little weird out there, man.
Yeah.
Get 2 shot or some blood work
Yeah.
done.
Blood work, then you got to send it in. And they don't play, dude. They are very like deadline out there.
How'd the negotiations go with that?
They were easier when it came to what they wanted, but they're very like we had an issue where they were like, we want you to come do a site walkthrough. And we were like, okay, well, we can be there in a couple of weeks. They were like, you can't be here tomorrow. Said, I mean, we can try, but can you give us some time? So it's just, they're very quick with what they want done,
Yeah.
And that's why we've been telling all the artists, try to get your license in before the Christmas time.
Yeah.
So that way you don't miss the holiday gaps and stuff.
Fuck, dude. I'm still worried about that. Getting blood work done.
Oh, dude, I hate it, dude.
I'll pass out. So, yeah, I'm super excited for that. And just so that way everybody knows, what's the dates for that, bro?
January 17th, 18th, 19th, 2025.
And is it still acceptable for anybody to come, or is that all shut off?
I think we got about 2 or 3 booths left.
Nice.
2 or 3 left.
If anybody's listening, 2 or 3 booths left.
Yeah.
And then, so you had mentioned you have like an educational part of the conventions or some of them?
That's
Yeah.
going to be
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. Okay.
Bowling Green, we're teaming up with Industry Inc. They're going to bring some artists out to do a bunch of seminars on Thursday.
Yeah, that's
Probably like
super
3 or 4 classes. So if you have a booth for the show, you automatically get to go to the seminar.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's sick. I'm glad that you're actually doing that for artists. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially being free, you know, because a lot of people have to pay about $1,000 or some odd dollars,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it may be. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
not really done any of them at a show that was really paid, but yeah, just having it free, man. You know, it gives Really shows how much you love your artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, anybody that attends, free opportunities to learn and get better at what you do. So.
Yeah.
And technically, like if you're an artist working the event, you have to not tattoo for a portion of the day already to go to the seminar. And if you have to pay for it, that's even worse.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like a double hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we figured do it Thursday while we're setting everything up. Let all the artists do their thing, and then everybody come in afterward and set up.
Yeah, and that's a cool little like meet and greet for artists and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any new ventures that you want to eventually do with the expos?
I think next year we're gonna just focus on the ones we got, and just kind of keep building those for a couple of years. Probably bring some stuff into them, more seminars to each show and things like that. But we just kind of build what we have now,
Yeah,
Don't want to do too much and then it implode on itself,
absolutely.
Take it at a good pace.
Most definitely, bro.
I've definitely heard some like pros and cons of like bigger shows versus smaller shows. And I think at smaller shows, it's easier to like accommodate all of the artists and be a little bit more personable.
Yeah.
And also, if you're at a convention that's too big and there's like stuff that you don't know, like, all right, what's with the waiver situation or the stencil situation or like different moving parts, sometimes you don't exactly know who to go find and ask about those things. So you're just scrambling, kind of asking artists around you, like, hey, what's the deal with this? What's the deal with this? So I don't know. Maybe keeping shows smaller can be a good thing because you can be more personable and actually run it a little bit better and not be stretched too thin,
Yeah, that was a thing where our biggest show was probably like 80 booths. And from 80 to 40, there's just such a drastic difference, where, like you said, stretching yourself too thin and stuff. So that's why keeping them the size we have them just works for us, We want to make sure all the artists feel like they weren't just kind of skipped over or looked over,
Right.
And then going from 80 to 200 or 300 would be wild.
Yeah.
That'd be a crazy amount more stress and moving parts, people to deal with.
Definitely.
I mean, a 40 to 80 person studio sounds stressful, let alone setting it up 3 days before and then packing it up too to do it again somewhere else.
Yeah. That's the crazy part is Sunday night, like you saw, just bringing everything out, starting to get everything all packed up. It's the fun part because it's like, all right, this successful weekend, everybody's happy. Now it's time to get rest and relax for a couple of days and try to do it again.
Yep.
What, so I looked at your page, but what do you like to tattoo?
Oh, man, I like doing color stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a kind of like a little neo-traditional kind of mix of things. It's kind of like my own little play on it sometimes.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into portraits in black and gray. But, man, they're hard.
I know,
They're so hard, dude.
I've watched your stuff for a little while since Oregon. And we were all there, and it seems like you kind of have like a broad range as well, though. You're pretty solid at all.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't developed just like a one avenue yet, I just don't want to test everything out and see what kind of, like, we'll see what I make out of it all,
Yeah, just tattoo.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely patience that you have to have if you're a good artist at anything. Like you have to have patience with certain things, being clean with stuff. But definitely like wash tones with black and gray, you gotta be patient.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that a lot with you, dog.
Takes a minute.
Yep.
It definitely do.
Takes me a minute. I know a couple.
know.
I know a couple fast artists, but I know more as far as like people I consider like quality artists. More of the black and gray people are slower rather than fast.
Yeah.
Other than those couple exceptions.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete Carino's pretty fucking fast, dog.
I've
I don't
heard.
know if you've seen that, man, but that shit's crazy. How long you been tattooing, bro?
7 years now?
7 years.
About 7 years.
You started around the same time as me?
A little, yeah, I think so. About
Okay,
2014, right? What's about 2014 is when I
This is
started.
about 10 years. You
Oh,
sure?
no, yeah, no.
I
Damn.
think it was like 2017, 2018.
2017, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I moved to
remember when-
Radcliffe 16, and I started like 3 months after that.
Yeah, I remember whenever Nick ended up going to General Lee's, and then shortly after you were apprenticing under him.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't ever see you at General Lee's because after Artistic Body, there was a short time frame that I did go to General Lee's and then realized as much as I love Ron, God bless his soul, but there were some things that man would say or do that was off the wall.
He's a character, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Super character. Very old school, I will say.
Oh yeah. Didn't he so he used to smoke a pipe while everybody's like tattooing and stuff. And I'm pretty sure he just got grandfathered into all this shit. Because long time ago, I don't know if anybody knows this, but you can smoke in a fucking tattoo studio.
Yeah.
And only General Lee was allowed to.
Dude, I got tattooed in New Hampshire in like 2016. No, 15. And as I'm getting tattooed, the dude's just smoking. Just passion all over my leg, dude. I was like, what the hell? The whole time. Like,
Was he an old school artist?
Yeah, super old
I
school.
might have
Just
dude.
flick it on that tattoo.
Yeah, dude. And he had
Rub it
the
in.
ashtray running right next. Like, he had the ashtray on the bed and my legs right there. And he's just going, smoking with gloves. It was crazy. Looking back on it, when I know now, I'm like, that's nuts. You know, at the time, I was like, all right, that's cool. He let me smoke. He's like, smoke up, dude. I was like, all right, cool.
That's fucking
crazy.
insane. So what do you do? Just have like a little cigarette right here and machine in his hand?
For real, just the whole time holding a cigarette, and then it'd go out, he'd put in the ashtray, light another one, and just rock and roll. It was crazy, dude.
That's fucking diabolical. To be honest.
That's gangster.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was nuts. Like I said, looking at it now, I'm like, damn, like that was not okay.
No. Now we got all those little fruity vapes that you just smoke on, puff on in there. Ain't no ashes to worry about.
Man, maybe the industry was better back then.
Right.
You just need a little ash in there. Helps blacken up the black, you know what I'm saying?
Smooth out the grays.
Well, shoot, man. Thanks for making the drive.
Of course,
You drove
thank you.
a couple hours just to podcast with us.
Yeah, it's my first time ever doing this, so it's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
I've always wanted to do one. So I appreciate you guys having me to do this for real.
Absolutely, dog.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming out here, man. So it's been fun.
Yeah. I think it's cool. You only been, tattooing, what did we decide on? 7 years, 8 years?
7 years.
And you're already throwing conventions and doing the business side of it. That's legit, man.
Yeah, I've always had like a ability of kind of like a business ability, you know, trying to figure something out and get to it. And I've always, you know, I hear people all the time that like, if you're not tattooing 10, 20 years, you shouldn't be doing something. But I look at it also, if you're doing something in a positive way, you're doing something to benefit the industry, then why not go for it? You know, why wait another 18 years? If you can do it now, start rolling on it now, you know?
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
And there's no like rules or regulations saying you can and can't do that.
Exactly,
So,
Yeah, most of that like mentality probably comes from like tradition and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
You wouldn't be doing this if you didn't love doing it.
Exactly.
So like, there's not a negative. I don't think there's a negative in that when you've had to put in work.
Yeah,
to get
for sure,
work
yeah.
to do it.
Definitely.
I love to see it, man. I saw, I forget what it was on YouTube. It was a podcast recently, and this girl was being interviewed. She was a tattooer, and she was putting on a convention, but the focus of the convention was like, there was a lot of other things other than just tattooing. And so, and a lot of the tattooers were entrepreneurs in other ways. And that's like who she wanted to be at the convention. So there were like, obviously like art vendors and stuff, but there were tattooers that owned like food trucks and like barbershops and, you know, like all this different type of stuff. And so that was her purpose in throwing the convention, is like, it was almost like an entrepreneur type of deal.
That's cool.
And I like to see that because people don't have to limit themselves to like, I only make money this one way. You know, like you can have 5-7 streams of income and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, you can be a tattooer and you can also be the CEO of this small company that you built,
Right.
you know.
And they say to be a millionaire, you need 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do say that
Yeah.
the streams of income is it's at least like a general factor among millionaires, or like a percentage of them is like they have a certain amount of streams of income.
Yep.
And that's like kind of consistent across the board. So that's cool, man. I support.
Hell yeah. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Like I said, we just want to do something different, dude. We want to bring a big spotlight to this kind of area of the U.S. with tattooing and everything. So
Yeah.
I think we'll get there.
Yeah, I think other than you all, there's what, just like Indy? Chris Taylor's Indy, and that's the only other one that I know of in the general area around here.
I think I think so. Middle of the map has started one
That's
or
in,
two in Iowa and Tennessee.
Yeah, they got one in Nashville.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's one in Tennessee now?
yeah,
too?
Nashville. Yeah.
I did not know that.
And then other than Villain and their Cincinnati shows in Chicago, but
Okay, yeah.
Midwest wise, I think that's about it.
But all these like smaller and more shows that actually cater to the artists, there's not that many.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
You know what's crazy about Middle of the Map? You know he was with us at
Oh, yeah, Chris Sullivan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
such a
was,
rad dude.
yeah, dude, he's super cool, dude. He's awesome.
Yeah, that was wild because he was Council Bluffs.
Yeah,
right?
he had just he was doing his van tour when he
Okay,
remodeled his
okay.
old van to stay in and everything.
Yep.
Traveled all 50 states. I believe spreading his friend's ashes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Oh,
doing
that's
something
wild,
cool,
right?
dude. Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah.
He does
More
some.
you know.
He does a lot of cool mixed style stuff, and I
Yeah.
naturally love that. So
Yeah, he's a really good dude. Good artist, good dude.
Yeah, super dope.
Definitely need to check out one of his shows. I've not been to one yet,
We
but I've
went
heard a
to-
lot of good things.
We went to what is it? Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Is the one he has.
yeah,
We went to that one, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a good time for real. It was awesome. Real busy too, for like the size it was, dude. Real
Yeah.
busy show.
All right, so is his shows a little bit more smaller as well?
He's got like a good medium sized show.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a good. Like I said, it's great. I love his shows.
all the smaller shows I've done, I've always enjoyed. Like Tattoo the Lou, that was solid, and I think like 100 artists maybe, and loved
Yeah.
it. I just got connectivity with artists. Like you have a little bit more. You have more time when there's only 2 rows to
Yeah,
go through.
yeah.
You can actually meet everyone at some point, and it's cool.
It's crazy how you can like walk in a tattoo convention as an artist, and then by the end of the weekend, or even by the next day, like someone you just met, you might not even remember their name, but like they're in a booth by you, and on and off, you just chat throughout the weekend, and by the end of it, you're like homies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're getting dinner on
They're like,
Sunday.
yo,
and
hit me
change
up.
numbers.
Hit me up, come to my state and
Yep.
guest spot
Yeah.
anytime. Like it's just we work in a cool industry, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You get what you put in it. You know what I mean? You get what you put forward. You want to network, you want to travel, you have to talk to people. You know what I mean? You got to
Yeah.
connect with them.
Yep. Treat tattooing as good as you want it to treat you.
Exactly.
What comes around goes around.
Yeah.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you, Slate.
Oh. You gonna beat me up, dog?
Nah.
Nah.
One cool thing I realized with our shows lately, when we were doing it, the goal was hit kind of like all 4 corners of Kentucky to see if clients are going to travel in between. And Owensboro, we did learn that people that came to like our Louisville show and our Lexington show, as long as their artists also came to that show, they came back to book appointments with those people.
Well, that's cool.
So it's like it's all kind of circling in a big rotation now. Finally,
Oh yeah.
Most clients really like the idea of getting tattooed at a convention. Like it's an exciting thing, a lot going on, and they just if they're already a tattoo enthusiast getting tattooed and they haven't been to a convention before, they're like, "Oh, that sounds sweet,"
yeah,
you know. So anytime I mention one around clients, they're like, "Well, when's the next one? Like, tell me about it," you know.
Yeah, bro. I think a lot of them like to just go there because, like, one, they're most likely going to allow you to do a dope ass piece. You get to compete, and they just enjoy that. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a fun atmosphere.
yeah. And if you win an award, they're like, fuck yeah, I got an
Yeah.
award winning tattoo on
Yeah.
me. That means a lot to them. And
Yeah, it
most of the
does.
time, I don't know, did y'all give 2 awards away or just to the artist? I couldn't remember.
just to the artists.
Okay, so yeah, so sometimes they do give out like double, you know what I mean? So that's always nice for like a client to take home and just give them a reminder like, hey, motherfucker, you got that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kind of going off the awards. How do you guys do your judging at the show?
So we've kind of done like a mix. We've done where we do the sheet and you go through and you rate each different section, lighting, shading, saturation, and all that. Owensboro, we did the badge method. And we think the badge method has been the best one where you start to eliminate them out like that. It keeps it kind of very fair, especially to the public and a lot of other artists, you know. So they see like there's no specialty, you know, it's picked right then and there for everybody.
Right. Yeah, I always find it. It's kind of fun, different judging methods because there's so many. I've seen so many shows do stuff completely different, so it's always interesting to me.
I think the badge method has been picked up a lot
Yeah.
from a lot more conventions and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were the first show I saw do that. And now Indy does it, and I've seen a lot of other shows do it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely made it a lot more fair.
Yeah.
What's some of the like companies that you work with? Like you mentioned Industry Inks, but as far as like, do you guys have any supply companies or and every show you go to, they kind of are locked in with certain ones that they bring back each year.
Yeah.
What are some of those connections you've made with like, you know, the companies that are repping at your conventions?
Cat's Custom. I don't know if y'all know Chuck from out in the Row. He's from out in Texas. And he's been doing supplies. He does all the villain shows. He's been in the game a long time. So he comes to all ours. He's super supportive. Drew's got a small little supply company that he's doing now, our Inside Supply. So he's kind of starting to get that going and everything. And then within that, we have like studio ink cartridges from Danville, Chad Sinkhorn.
Okay.
He's been coming out and bringing his stuff out too. So slowly but surely, we're getting everybody on.
Mm-hmm. Cool, man.
I did not know Studio Ink was Chad's.
Yeah. Chad
That's
Sinkhorn
wild.
in Danville, yeah.
Doing big things. Oh, Chad.
Yeah.
Never
Great
knew that.
artist, dude.
Makes sense. A lot of the artwork that is produced on there definitely looks a lot like his. So
Yeah.
That's wild. Hell yeah.
What else y'all got? Got any specifics for Cholo while we got him here?
I mean, I personally love body mod stuff, and I mean, as anyone can see, they
Yeah.
can see you have some body mod.
Yeah.
What was the maybe process or inspiration to that?
I've always wanted them done, even like as a kid. And then I found somebody to do them. His name's Gato Moreno from Mexico. When he
Okay.
came to our Louisville show, he had done some too. And definitely a different process, you know. My wife, she held my eyes open, and then they'll inject the tops of them, dude. And, you know, like it feels like soap in the eyes, which is not too bad. But when you
Right.
look in the mirror and it starts to like spread down throughout the day, it's like, what's going? It's so strange, you know, to see.
Yeah.
But it was fun, you know. I'd do it again for sure.
Right, yeah, cool. I find that world super
Yeah.
interesting, and I've had some scarification done and done
Yeah.
some suspension stuff. So I just find it, I don't know, intriguing. And
Yeah.
do you have any other plans for other body mods?
I want to do the whole nose removal one day.
Okay.
I want to do that and everything. Yeah.
Nose removal, you say?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do the whole skeleton face, but now it's like everyone's doing it, but I'm still probably going to do it. I don't
Right,
care.
right.
I still
that's
want to do
wild.
it. But I got to take the nose off with it. I got to wait for the kids to be just a little older.
Fuck. So did the eyes, did they hurt? How do they do that?
They just inject them. They take like a syringe and then you look down. They put them in the tops of your eyes, like 6 seconds in each eyes. And you kind of feel like that clear layer raise up a little bit. And then you blink and it just starts to kind of like spread and drop down throughout the day. But once the injection's done, it's gravy. You don't feel like the spreading or none of that. And then I think the most nerve-wracking part was we went to bed and I was like, all right, well, if this goes bad, I'll know in the morning. In the morning, if I wake up and I can't see, we'll roll it how it is.
So is that when you'll know is the next morning?
Yeah, well, that's what I think, you know. I can still see, so I'm all right. But
Yeah, what's like the, I guess, success rate and failure rate of
I
like
don't even know pros and cons
Yeah.
or anything.
yeah, because
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
really heard any stories of someone who got it done to their eyes and then
Yeah.
like couldn't see or something.
yeah, I seen maybe like 1 or 2 cases of people where they've got them done and they maybe lost an eye or lost vision, you know. But out of the hundreds of people, 1 or 2, it's got to be a low percentage rate for failure, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen some people that we met one lady actually, her boyfriend did it for her in their kitchen.
Wild.
And she was like, it's not that bad. I was like, does he do it full time? She's like, nope, first time ever. I was like, you're crazy.
That's
I was
nuts.
like, you're nuts, dude. That's
mean-
some trust.
Yeah, I mean, as far as losing an eye, I guess if you went to the eye doctor and they weren't sterile enough that day, then
Yeah.
you could get some type of infection. So I don't know. It freaks me out though. Just like I'm so glad I don't currently have eye problems because, like, I don't even. I hate touching my eyeballs. If you get something in there and have to get it out, even an eyelash, but let alone like having to put contacts in and out
Yeah.
or going to the eye doctor all the time and they're like poking and prodding your eyeballs. Dude, it like
Dude, I can't do eye drops. Like, That was my biggest fear, was blinking, because I can't put eye drops in. I can't, like you said, anything on my eyes, I'm blinking, I'm closing
Dude,
my eyes. So
anytime I've ever put eye drops in, I do it in the corner of my eye, like right here in the corner. Just put the drop and then open my eye and let it just kind of leak in.
oh, that's a smart way
But
to do it.
as far as like the just dropping it straight to my eyeball, I've never liked doing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, even they give you eye drops to do for a couple of days, and I couldn't even do it. I was still like, no, I can't. I was like, please help me.
After you just had a needle in your eye,
Yeah,
you
I
still
couldn't do it. I couldn't.
That's crazy. That shit's making my eyes water just talking about
yeah,
it.
like I'm just like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't do that. You gonna do yours next?
Oh no, for sure.
No.
No, definitely not.
Can you get like any color, or does it just have
Oh
to
yeah,
be black?
dude. No, you can do any colors. You can
Okay,
go
okay.
crazy with it. There's like I said, Gotham Moreno, he does some crazy stuff with them, dude. It's pretty interesting.
What inspired getting body mods for you? Was there a specific thing, or
I don't know. I
just
don't
being
think
around
so.
it? But
Yeah, just kind of
being
seeing it,
exposed
and I
to
was like, I like that, you know.
why do we like what we like? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
bro, yeah.
I've just had like a draw to it since like Guinness World Book of Records and like seeing like the like Enigma or
Yeah.
seeing like Lizard Man and stuff like that. People who just completely alter their bodies.
Yeah.
I thought it's intriguing. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, it's funny. We went to, you get some funny looks sometimes. Some people, like, we were walking down a hallway one time and I took a left and this lady took a right and she, like, stopped, freaked out, and just ran the other way. It's so funny. Then we were at a flea market one time and the lady was, like, looking down, doing something. And I was like, hey, can we pay for this? And she looked up and was just like no words, dude, no nothing, but made it very obvious, you know what I mean? Just like, just the shock in her face. And I don't know, I see that and I'm like, oh, I guess some people, like, it's different for them, you know, if they
Yeah.
don't know. But I forget it sometimes. I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. You know, like, it goes invisible, like they say, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's kind of similar. Like
Yeah.
at one point we didn't have tattoos, and now it's just I forget that I have.
Yeah, you
most
just
of
forget
them.
them.
It just becomes part of you.
Yeah.
How'd your kids feel whenever you first got them?
Oh, dude, they were excited.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I FaceTimed them. They were super excited about it.
How old are your kids?
11, 9, and 8.
Okay. So you don't have any young
Yeah, no,
ones. Okay.
not yet. When I have one more.
I know my kids would probably freak the fuck out if I showed up. Think I'm a demon or something, dog.
Yeah, they're friends. They're funny. Like, sometimes my oldest, he's in that phase where, like, he'll FaceTime his friends and stuff like that. And I can tell they're like, what's wrong with your dad? I give that look on the thing, but I get it, you know?
I guess it'd be like that.
It definitely do be like that, especially in this industry, dog.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it really is. It's crazy, even just on the topic of conventions. If you are not like into the tattoo culture, and if you like someone like that would just walk up into a tattoo convention,
You're walking into the circus.
you
Yeah.
are walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Legit.
Everything from like sideshow with suspensions, then you've got live music, and then tattooing. So
At the Louisville show, we had suspension, and there was a bunch of people that they were like, what are you doing? And, you know, as they're coming and getting tickets, we're telling them about it. So there's a big crowd around the little performance area, and no one's saying anything. And I look up, and everybody's just mouth is wide open. They're like, what is going on? And I'm like trying to cheer everybody on, you know? And everyone's just so shocked about it, you know? But it's like you said, like, we see that all the time. So to us, it's like, that's
Yeah.
sick, you know what I mean?
Right.
But to the average person who doesn't, they don't know how to kind of accept
their
what's
first
going on.
exposure to that.
Was Louisville the only place you had a sideshow?
Yeah, Louisville.
Yeah. I'm surprised. How long has it been since Troy stopped doing there? 2019 or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Got new fresh minds in there.
Yeah,
I know,
for
I'm sure
sure.
they're used to seeing it back in the day, but yeah, it's a different atmosphere now.
Yeah. It was just so crazy to see people, like, just no words, just shock on their face. But, you know, to us, we see it all the time. So.
All the
Yeah,
time,
and there's
bro.
actually quite a few suspension like communities within Kentucky actually too. So it's not it's happening there for
Yeah.
sure.
I have a question. So as far as like the entertainment side of conventions, it seems like it's most normal now for like the sideshow, almost circus act stuff to be like prevalent at conventions. Have you thought of anything else that you might want to incorporate? Like what's a different type of entertainment that could be brought into a tattoo convention, and
Yeah.
you know,
That's it.
I feel like it's just a lot of the same.
Yeah, we've thought about it, but like you said, it's a lot of the same, you know. And for us, we kind of look at it like our budget isn't so big for those things yet. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, if we have so many people walk in, is it even worth having a sideshow, or are we just going to save the stage for awards and stuff like that? Plus, we got our MC Tyler. He kind of does all the love.
Yeah.
He's like our walking sideshow for the show. You know, he's always being entertaining. So
Yeah.
we just kind of, I don't know. Next year, maybe we might do one or two, maybe for Lexington, because that's a 4-day one. So just to bring a little more in, but like I said, 1 or 2 probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's not really a limitation to what you could do. Like you could bring in bands to play. You could bring in a comedian to put on.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
Like,
was like, my apprentice will do it for you, dog.
We went to one show and they had a band, but we were in the front booth right in front of the band the whole weekend. And it was just too much, dude. It was
Too loud.
Yeah, it was like, if we were farther away, it would have been okay, you know?
Yeah.
But just right up in the front of it, wasn't it?
I will say loud music at a convention's not busting, dog.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not
I'm not a
good.
fan.
No. Whenever I went to the Orlando show, it was just so fucking loud. I couldn't
Yeah.
even think, you know what I mean? Let alone do a tattoo at that
Yeah.
one. So,
For sure.
look, you should get those. I don't know exactly what it's called, but the guys that spin the fire and shit at Oahu, you should get those boys in there.
Yeah, we might have some local stuff like that. Our event coordinator, she's in a little group like that. So she was like, if y'all want us to come out, we're like, come on through, you know?
Fuck yes.
It'd be cool.
I definitely want to see one. That's what I was telling him is like, we definitely have to see that. Whether it's out at a bar, getting some food or something, we got to go fucking look at that shit.
Hell yeah. That'd be cool.
Matt might jump in with them.
Yeah, I love playing fire. Playing fire is fun.
What's that actually called that you do?
So fire poi.
Okay.
Yeah, just like one of the flow arts, like dragon staff. There's a ton of different ones, like fans and.
So what he's saying is Matt's going to be the sideshow.
There you go, dude.
At Oahu.
Yeah, if anyone wants like one song, that's about it. But I do plan to bring my poi because
You have
playing with
to.
fire on the beach in Hawaii
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah,
tight.
you have to.
Well, at Incarceration, after the show one night, we were just chilling around the fire at the Airbnb, and he just broke him out, started waving fire around. I was like, "What is going on right now?"
Yeah, he does it quite often sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, y'all about ready to wrap this one up? Y'all got any more questions?
I don't know, man. I feel like I could ask him questions all day.
Let's get it.
Well, I'm thinking. I don't know. Y'all got anything else? Well, he did have to drive a couple hours, so I'm
Yeah.
like, what else? What
Can you
else
milk
do
out
we
there?
do we want to? What else do we want to know?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have many questions. I think
You
we
got
covered
anything
quite
else
a
you
bit.
need to
Yeah.
say, bro?
I really appreciate you guys having me, for real.
Absolutely.
It's been a
dog.
great time, for real.
Most
Yeah, man.
definitely.
Thanks
What
for
the?
thanks for coming out of your way. Thanks
course.
for, you know what I mean, furthering our industry.
Yeah, it's all doing it together, you know what I mean? Our shows are for artists. So whatever input we get from you guys is how we are able to kind of continue to grow it and better it and make it what it needs to be. So at
Absolutely.
Hawaii, give me input, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Tell me what y'all
absolutely.
Most
think.
definitely, bro.
Yeah, it sounds like you kind of run most of your life around like a community or a collective kind of concept.
Yeah,
a little
for
bit.
sure.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Big
I
team
appreciate
thing,
that.
you know?
Yeah.
It's always about being just try to get everybody together and do something big together.
Hell yeah.
Dude, for a convention, you gotta have a team, I'm sure,
Yeah,
and that team's probably growing, you know,
Yeah.
over the years too.
definitely. We got the star boy on the shirts, you know,
Yep.
teaching them how to get merch out there and stuff. And Diego doing the stencils, my cousin, and Pat and everybody. So
So does Pat work for y'all?
no. Well, at the shows, yeah, but he's still
Yeah.
with Baldi's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's been a good time. It's been a fun journey, so we're excited to see what next year has.
Hell yeah. I'm definitely excited for the Hawaii show and to attend more of them.
Hell yeah.
Wait, so real quick, when did you start doing conventions?
2024 January.
Okay.
Well, January we started getting it rolling, but our first one was in March,
Okay.
Louisville. And then we did Clarksville in May, Lexington 4th of July weekend, Owensboro in October. And then Hawaii was going to be in December, but just some health department stuff had to change and everything. So we moved that one to January.
You should You should put one on in Columbus, Indiana. You might not have to jump through any hoops at all.
Yeah.
No, but we talked about this a little bit. Like our even each county's different. So like our county, there hasn't been strict standards set in place. And then if you just go a couple counties up to like Greenwood, Franklin area, it's like they're way more strict. You know what I mean? They have things you got to abide by. They'll come in multiple times a year, check it out, that type of thing. So
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, the health department's always a crazy game.
Yeah, for
Crazy
sure.
game, dude.
That's what I always tell him is like Kentucky was wild. Dude.
Yeah, bro.
So Kentucky, you can't wear shorts, or is that just Louisville?
I think that was just Louisville.
Is it just Louisville?
Maybe.
Okay. And there has to be like medical.
Has that
blue?
changed?
So I don't know about shorts, but I know they don't allow no open-toed shoes. They finally started allowing like where your walls could be a darker color. They didn't have to just be like a light color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, let's see. They've done that. Body piercing with them is always changing. And you know what's crazy? Hawaii has no body piercing regulations.
Really?
That's
None
crazy.
whatsoever. Like 0 rules for body piercing in Hawaii. That's nuts, huh?
Yeah, that's
I feel like that
surprising.
one's a little bit more. I don't even know the word for it, but it's a lot more dangerous, I guess, than tattooing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like puncturing through the fucking skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have piercers at your shows?
Yeah, we had one, Bree the Impaler. She was doing it for a while, and then next year we got a couple other ones coming.
Nice.
So it'll be a good time.
Cool.
All right. Well, Cholo, once again, remind the people one last time where they can find you.
Cholo Supreme Tattoos on Instagram and Facebook.
Cool. Cholo Supreme Tattoos. Check this man out.
And where can they find your convention stuff as well?
Triple Crown Tattoo Expos on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, sweet.
Cool. Triple Crown Tattoo Expos.
Yep.
Tight. All right, man. Well, thank you, bro. Thanks for the
Appreciate it.
drive. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with us. And I think that's about it.
Yes, sir.
This
I
would be-
appreciate you.
This would be episode 12.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this will drop next week.
Cool.
Yeah, next Monday.
Super excited.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, dog. Look forward to the Oahu Tattoo Expo
Yes,
and
sir.
many more with you, homie. So
Appreciate it, bro.
till next time, G.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
Cool. Peace out, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, do the things. All the things.
See ya.